Ladies and gentlemen, hello, and you are watching TTV News, some latest events in the province. And now come to details. Ladies and gentlemen, in the morning of September 27, President of the National Assembly Vu Đình Huệ chaired a conference to implement the monitoring program of the National Assembly and the National Assembly Standing Committee in 2023. The conference was held in the form of direct combination online at 49 reports of National Assembly delegations of province and centrally run cities throughout the country. Attending the conference at the TayNinhTVToday, there were Mr. Phạm Hồng Thái, Standing Deputy Secretary of the Provincial Party Committee, head of the Provincial National Assembly delegation.
From the start of the term till today, the National Assembly Party Committee and the Standing Committee of the 15th National Assembly have consistently enhanced the quality and efficiency of the National Assembly's operations. In addition to legislative activities and determining the key national problems, a significant and critical stage is the renewal and improvement of the efficacies and efficiencies of supervision. The National Assembly and the National Assembly Standing Committee have concentrated on guiding the execution of several synchronized solutions to rejuvenate and improve the National Assembly's supervisory efforts. 2023 is the midterm year, the pivotal year for implementing the resolution of the 13th National Congress of the Party, as well as the action plan of the National Assembly Party Committee, the national program and the term plan of the National Assembly. In addition to regular activities, the National Assembly and the National Assembly Standing Committee will supervise 4 topics, including the mobilization, management, and use of resources for prevention and control work, COVID-19 pandemic, the implementation of the policies and laws on grassroots health and preventive medicine. The implementation of the National Assembly resolutions on national target programs on building new rural areas in the period of 2021 to 2025, sustainable poverty reduction in the period of 2021 to 2025, and regional socio-economic development of ethnic minorities and mountainous people in the period of 2021 to 2030. The implementation of the National Assembly Resolution number 88 on renovation of the general education curricular and textbooks, and the implementation of policies and laws on development of energy development in the 2016 to 2021 period. Furthermore, in 2023, the National Assembly will cast for vote to confidence in the holder of a post elected or approved by the National Assembly, and examine the execution of the National Assembly's decision on thematic oversight and questioning. The delegates commented at the conference on difficulties and obstacles in the implementation of the National Assembly monitoring program, the National Assembly Standing Committee in 2022, solution to effectively implement the National Assembly monitoring program, the National Assembly Standing Committee in 2023, and a focus on proposing solutions to improve the quality and efficiency of the implementation of the 4 monitoring topics of the National Assembly and the National Assembly Standing Committee.
At the Governance Online Conference with authority to evaluate the implementation of Resolution number 30, dated July 28, 2021 of the National Assembly on COVID-19 Prevention and Control Policy, took place on the morning of September 27. Localities suggested the government and the Ministry of Health to take measures to remove difficulties in bidding and purchasing medical equipment and supplies so that locality can actively and flexibly implement effectively COVID-19 epidemic prevention and control.
Locality representatives stated that National Assembly Resolution number 30, dated July 28, 2021, provides a legislative framework raising the initiative for the government and communities in the prevention and control of the COVID-19 outbreak. In particular, the government's additional 14,620 billion Vietnam dong in purchase of medical equipment and supplies for localities has contributed to preventing the outbreak and spread of the COVID-19 epidemic, ensuring the COVID-19 vaccination for the entire population is implemented in a timely manner, and solutions to support the recovery and development of production after the epidemic. Locality also proposed or recommended that The National Assembly and the government extend the time to implement a number of policies in Resolution number 30, particularly continuing to extend the validity of storage registration papers, administering drugs in order to ensure a stable supply of drugs and medicinal ingredients in the market, and to ensure that there are enough drugs to serve medical examination and treatment for the people. In order for the prevention and control of the COVID-19 epidemic in the coming time to achieve high results, at the conference, Deputy Prime Minister Vũ Đức Đam suggested that local authorities continue to focus on drastically implementing vaccination. Local authorities must take action to remove difficulties in medicine and medical supplies at their health facilities.
Ms. Đỗ Thị Diệu Tâm, Deputy Head of the Southern Working Committee of the Vietnam Women's Union, led a team to engage in the Provincial Women's Union on September 27. Ms. Kim Thị Minh, Vice President of the Provincial Women's Union, briefed the group of the achievements of the women at all levels in the first 9 months of the year, including the trade propaganda work through the association website, social networking sites, and so on. And there are also other movement activities to support women and members' economic and spiritual growth. The program of accompanying product women, godmother for the COVID-19 orphan and other orphans also. Millions of the present show affection, assisting women in starting businesses between 2017 to 2025. And Mr. Lý Trung Đông, Deputy Provincial Party Committee for Mass Mobilization, suggested that the delegation should advise the central government on the need for more action programs coordinate with the General Confederation of Labor to pay attention to supporting the female workers in labor market and after working age in Tayninh province also. The mission, motto, commands, and orientation for the work of the Women's Union of Tayninh province in the coming time.
Turn to other news. The Department of Education and Training has just issued official letter number 4244 guiding the revenue, expenditure, and use of funds at public educational institutions in the province in the school year 2022-2023.
As a result, according to Resolution number 13 of the Provincial People's Council, tuition fees won't be collected temporarily for the first semester school year 2022-2023 for preschool children who are actively studying at public preschool education institutions and secondary school students, high school students, continuing education students who are studying general programs at public educational institutions in the province. Encourage revenue-generating public non-business divisions to use e-invoice to decrease administrative workload. Continue to spread and activate the execution of non-cash tuition fee collection mechanism outlined in the Provincial People's Committee Plan number 2349. The collection of student health insurance must adhere to the rules of Clause 1, Article 2 of the Law on Health Insurance and Government Decree number 146, Official Dispatch number 2955 on the establishment of student health insurance for the 2022-2023 school year. Other revenues in particular may be collected only from revenues from services and support educational activities for public educational institutions on the basis of cost estimates agreed upon of students' parents by documents on voluntary revenues, rates, and expenditures. With the agreement of the school council, the board of representatives of the parents of students, and approved in writing by the competent authority in accordance with the management. The revenues must be appropriate to the socio-economic conditions and income of the people in the region, directly benefiting students' studies and daily life. In addition to the allowed revenues, educational institutions and teachers may not agree to collect any extra revenues from students' parents.
TayNinhTV has concluded administrative reform on a variety of topics, including the restructuring of administrative apparatus, developing and increasingly the quality of core civil servants and public finance reform, and administrative modernization. in which administrative procedure reform is executing administrative processes according to the one-stop shop mechanisms. The one-stop shop mechanism is regarded as an essential step and was established at the outset of the province reform process administration. From July the 1st of 2022 to September the 15th of 2022, the number of applications received and processed was about more than 435,000, of which nearly more than 420,000 were processed before and on time, accounting for over 96%. The number of results still due applications accounted for 1.68%. Up to now, the province has integrated 1,800 levels for public service procedures on the National Public Service Portal. 100% of administrative procedures are processed through the province's centralized electronic one-stop system. Nearly 75,000 accounts have been registered on the tenant's application, and there have been over 1,500 feedbacks and recommendations, and 84% of inquiries have been resolved on time. The province also regards continuous improvement of indicators that is a cause and most significant responsibility in direction and administration. Departments, branches, and localities routinely master and guide the province administrative reflection indicators into the consciousness of all political system, core civil servants, and public employees.
Ladies and gentlemen, so far, Trang Ban Thao has disbursed public investment capital at a relatively high rate. It's the result of the government effort and the high consensus of the people for the project, especially the key project of the province.
Among the projects being implemented by Trang Ban Thao, it's worth noting that N8, 7A7B, 7A9 Regional Linking Road project is more than 48 km long. Total investment is more than 3,400 billion Vietnam dong. This project is divided into three component projects, including Component Project 1 NA Road, Component Project 2 Road DT7A7B, Component Project 3 Road DT789. This is Component 2 Project DT787B Road, more than 14 km long, started at the end of 2021, expected to complete it at the end of 2023. Road 7A7B project has the starting point at Hai Châu intersection, ending point at Bung Bin intersection, intersecting with DT7A9 road at the People's Community of Hưng Thuận Commune. The road goes through Trang Ban Ward, Gia Lộc Ward, Lộc Hưng Ward, and Hưng Thuận Commune. The clearance range is 31 meters.
Ngay ban đầu thì nó cũng hơi gặp
At
khó
first
khăn
it was difficult because
khi nhà nước
when the
bằng đường mà phải
government
mở
opened
rộng
the
ra
road
thì
to widen,
đất
the
nó
land
vẫn có
touched
quyền
the
lợi nông dân
interests
thì
of the
người ta
people,
bao
and the
giờ
people
không có
always
cái
has
thắc
the
mắc.
questions. But
Nhưng mà
then
sau
the
đó
authorities
thì
in words,
chính quyền
hamlets,
ở
and
phường
neighborhoods, and the
rồi
particles,
ở ấp,
including the
ở khu
uncles,
phố,
was
rồi nhất là
to
cán bộ
set
đảng viên
assemble
trong đó
and
có chú.
mobilize the people to see it.
Tức là
And the
mình
people
cũng phải làm
agreed
gương,
because
tức là
the
vận
road is
động
open, the
cô
people
bác,
lose a
nhân
small
dân người ta
part,
thấy
but
được.
the advantage is very
Dầu
great,
mình có
both for
mất
the
đất,
society
nhưng mà
and
trong quá trình
itself,
đó thì
and the value
dân
of the
họ rất là
land
đồng
is
tình cao.
also increasing.
Rất là đồng tình.
There have been 1,578 households, individuals, and organizations receiving compensation, reaching the rate of nearly 98%. The total amount paid is more than 357 billion Vietnam dong, reaching the rate of more than 97%.
Gia đình tôi là
My
nằm tiếp giáp
family
trên
is
đường
located
787B.
adjacent to
Đã bàn
7A7B
giao mặt
road,
bằng xong để
has
khi
handed
dự án
over
thi
the
công được
site
thuận
for
lợi.
the convenient
Khi mà biết
construction
tin
project.
là con đường được
After
mở
learning that
rộng
this
ra,
road
thì
opened
gia đình
up,
tôi đã
my
mất đất
family
nhưng mà
lost
cũng rất
land,
là vui
but were happy
vì
that the
được
road
ra
opened
được
up
mặt
to
tiền
a
lớn,
large frontage.
rồi sau này sẽ được phát triển kinh tế hơn.
Tiên là gia đình tôi rất là đồng thuận và cũng đã
My family is
di
very
dời,
supportive
trả
and
lại
has
mặt bằng.
also
Đồng thời tôi cũng
relocated.
rủ rê bạn
This
bè,
project is
rồi
very
người thân
practical
với láng
for
giềng
the
cùng nhau
people
để
and
thực
suitable
hiện
for
để
the
cho sớm.
current development
Nói chung là
situation.
dự án này rất là thiết thực đối với người dân và phù hợp với cái tình hình phát triển kinh tế của giai đoạn hiện nay.
Hiện tại là chúng tôi đã đền bù là chỉ còn
Currently,
33
about
hộ
33
chưa
households
nhận
have
tiền đền bù.
been not received
Những cái hộ dân này
compensation as
thì
the
chưa
result
nhận
of
tiền đền bù lý
pricing
do là
complaints
người ta
and
còn khiếu nại về
architectural
giá,
object removal.
rồi
The Trảng
di
Bàng
dời,
Town People's
rồi
Committee
vật kiến
has
trúc.
formed teams
Nói
to
chung
work with the
là
worst
Ủy ban thị
communities
xã Trảng
to
Bàng cũng
organize
đã
in 33 families
thành
in
lập
order
các cái
to
tổ,
give the site
phối hợp với
clearance
các phường đi tiếp
for
tục
the
vận động người dân
7 people
trong 33
project.
hộ này để
The
giao
families
lại cái
have
tuyến đường
allotted the site
787B
and the construction units
cho
has
cái đơn vị
cleared
thi
the
công.
part
Nói
on
chung
the
là
left
các
Hai Châu T
hộ dân đã giao thì
and we continue
đơn vị
to
thi công đã
mobilize
thi công
firm appraisal teams
phần
and
bên
educate the public in
trái
order for
từ
the
ngã ba Hai Châu
transfer of the
vào
site
thì
to the
cũng
construction
đã
unit
xếp
to be
thông tuyến,
completed
chỉ
as
còn một
soon
vài
as
hộ
possible.
là chưa bàn giao mặt bằng thôi. Chúng tôi sẽ tiếp tục thực hiện công tác vận động.
Currently, the overall length of the route for handing over 7A7B road is more than 13 out of nearly 15 kilometers. The contractor is building the roadbed as well as the drainage and reinforced concrete ditch structures. After completing, the route will meet traffic needs, connect raw material areas to processing factories, and create favorable conditions for goods trade in Long An, TayNinhTV City and Bình Dương Province, while also reducing transportation costs by waterway through Hưng Thuận Multifunction Zone, which is currently being repaired for investment and construction.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's all for today TTV News. Thank you for watching and see you next time.